Good morning! It is January. It's just past the middle of January, and I'm out here working on my strawberries. I have a lot of grass that's growing in the middle of the strawberry plants. Little grass like this, and I want to get rid of it because grass will grow very tall, and I don't want a hay field in here. So I'm just tediously working my way through the strawberries. The old dead leaves, I'm taking them off, and I'm just throwing them down here to decompose in the walkway. A leaf that's still healthy and is photosynthesizing, I'm leaving it there, but I'm just gently taking off these bigger leaves. And I can see quite a few garlics coming up between the strawberries, and I planted the garlic exactly between each strawberry plant. So I have a plant and a plant and a plant, and right between them I have a garlic, and a garlic that's coming up. So when I come through to get out the weeds, I know exactly where the garlic should be, so I'm not going to damage them if I can't see them. Because maybe some of them haven't come up yet, and some of them may be hidden with weeds. So some things I keep like a jungle, and it's pretty ugly, and other things I want to manicure a little bit better and make it look prettier. Now, it's always a good idea to make your garden look nice, especially if you have visitors to your garden, because nobody wants to come to a filthy place. At least, usually, people don't feel as good when they are in a pigsty. So I'm taking off the spent leaves. These leaves are already used up. These will not help the plant anymore. Now, if I left these in place and I just let them decompose into the soil, that would be a good thing. That would be very good for the plants. But I'm going for a different aesthetic. And this is slow, tedious work. If you're trying to make your living raising strawberries, and you are going to pay labor to do this kind of work, you will probably not be able to charge enough money for the strawberries to pay your labor costs. So this is a more appropriate activity for a guy like me who needs a wholesome, calm environment and some therapeutic work to do. So I've got my fishing knife here. I like a fishing knife to do this job because it's thin and you can get the blade right in there and help you remove what you need to remove. This kind of an activity is certainly not for everyone. The number one complaint I get about gardening, and people ask me a lot of questions, is weeding. It says, how do you stop the weeds from growing? And there are answers to that. And they're long and they're complicated. And that's not what this video is about. Here's a garlic coming up right here. I'm going to put that there and see if the camera can see that. Oh yeah, Yeah, maybe you can see that. So what I'm gonna do is remove the weeds from this area. So I'm just gonna go between the garlic and these weeds, and I'm just gonna make a nice little cut. So I planted a garlic here, here, and here. This is the only one I can see. So I'm removing that, and that, and this, and that. So there's the weeds are out now. And this is the garlic leaf. Let me push this foliage down so you can see it. This is the garlic right there. And it just looks like a thick blade of grass. Now the next garlic, well, there should be one here. Let's see. Yes, there's one here. There's a little spear here just coming up. So that's great. So there's one, two. I would like to find the other one. And let me move this piece of trash. And I'm going to remove these dead leaves so that I can find the garlic. And as we're searching for the garlic, I'm just going to move weeds out of the way. But I want to talk philosophy for a moment. If all you are doing is weeding, then I feel like that's narrow-minded. I feel like you're missing some of the greatness. I'm enjoying the sunrise. I'm enjoying the beautiful cold winter air. I'm in here in the greenhouse where there's oxygen, lots of wonderful, clear, clean, beautiful oxygen. I'm looking at the plants. I'm amazed at how many nice green plants there are growing in here. I am excited about the strawberry crop that's going to come along. I feel very rewarded to be able to give these plants the opportunity to grow. So I feel like I'm helping them. Now, so I have two garlics here, so there should be another one right here, because here's my plant and here's my strawberry plant. So I'm just gonna gently see if I can find him. So I'm just removing some dirt back. There's a weed that I don't know how it got covered, and green leaves growing under the dirt, because I moved a ½ inch of soil and then I found that, which is interesting. So somehow something came in here and buried it. So I could cut with the knife here, but I would cut the top of the garlic off if it's trying to come up. So I'm just using my hand and I'm being gentle. Now I've removed a good inch of soil in this area, and I found the garlic. So the garlic is right here. It's behind this little hill, so I don't think the camera can see it. But once I remove these weeds, it's right there. That little shoot is coming up. Now you certainly don't need to dig up your garlics at this time of year. I'm doing it for two reasons. One, and the most important reason, is to just show you that they are coming up. So there it is, right there. I'm going to put the knife in next to it and check the camera. The knife is a landmark, so I can see in the camera. Yeah, you can see that little tiny green spear there. So that is the garlic. This is the garlic coming up. So I like to check my crops and see that they're doing well. So there's my row of garlic. Now if we come back one row to right here, then there should be another garlic in this area. Pretty close here. So I'm going to adjust the camera down a little bit. And these two leaves still have green in them, but they're dormant and they're not going to provide much for this growing strawberry plant because they're not green and luscious. They have already done their job. They're finished with their life cycle, and the new growth will take over and those leaves will decompose. So I am removing them so that I can find all of the grasses and get rid of them. Grass will outgrow the speed at which I am able to get all of these weeds out. So let me see what we have going on here. So there's one garlic, and in the center I don't see the garlic, and then over here I'm not seeing the garlic either, but that's okay. I think if I just leave these alone, 99% of the garlics will come up just fine. So I'm just carefully removing this weed. And I found the garlic under that weed. So I'm going to move this soil a little bit. The only reason I moved that soil is hopefully to have a pathway for the camera so you can see the garlic. That's the garlic. The tip of this knife is right on that garlic. So I'm going to move the dirt back so you can see it coming up. Garlic is a delightful food and an important medicine. In the world we live in with sicknesses, it is a good idea to consume garlic. And it is one of the easiest plants there is to grow. One of the very easiest. It's extremely frost hardy. It grows very well. So there is the garlic right there. So every single garlic I have looked for, I have found. If I have not dug around and found that a garlic was dead this year, but I've only dug for about 20 of them. But out of 20 that I've moved the dirt back, I have found that they are growing and thriving and looking like we have 100% crop so far. So when we dig this garlic, we will simply dig it up and leave the strawberries intact. We won't have to destroy the strawberry plants. The strawberries should be just fine. Somebody asked me on one of the Patreon videos if the strawberries would take on the flavor of garlic. The answer is no. They will not. Okay, so I feel pretty good about this. Okay, the weeds are cleaned out, and the baby garlic spears are just barely coming up. So thank you for coming to see my garden today.